That's amazing though. That's like, if you look at the line, like if you look at the parallel lines with the boozing and everything, it's obviously going like this. By the day you stop and everything goes up like that.
It's exactly right. And I swear to God, it's been 200 days, it's been 6 months, and more has happened in them 6 months than the last 10 years of me grafting. And it's not just karma, it's the compounded effect of waking up in the morning, doing fitness, so my head is fucking switched on from the fitness, the natural buzz from the endorphins, boxing, and I mean, that gets you fucking going, right? Yeah. And then firing on all cylinders. So now I'm out there, but I'm out there everywhere in a positive way. When my stuff's going, it's all through people that have seen me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, and I just think that my message simply is, to put a fucking fork in it, is I was shitting myself about going sober just because simply I thought, what else have I got? Man, I love it so much. Yeah. And just to basically show lads, look, once you get past the first couple of months and you get healthy habits, you know, you swap it for something positive. Yeah. All right. It's great. So 2 questions, if I can ask this, mate. And I've got to ask, just because, you know, we could keep the whole thing positive, but I also think it's good just to touch on them. I've done 6 months of no booze. I've done 2 years of no booze. I've done 4 months of no booze. And it's amazing being in that period, like where everything's on the up, right? And I hope that continues for you forever. That's my, like, do you see a point where, you know, because obviously consistency is the key, right? If you have like a variability graph like this and then consistency always wins. So is there a point where you'll be like, in 2 years or something, I might allow myself a couple of pints, or do you think there'll be like, no, never? Or do you think there might be a point where you drop off once a year?
That's because you've dropped off.
I have dropped off. Yeah.
I think. Look, there's a couple of things to unpick there. First of all, that gives me anxiety even thinking about.
That's what I feel bad asking.
No, it's good. But I can't make conscious decisions 4 Stellas in. Like, I can't make good decisions. You asking 4 Stella me to make a good decision.
Neurochemically, you're changing,
Yeah, but not just that, Someone else is making the decisions after maybe 2 Stellas. Yeah. Maybe 2 Stellas. Yeah. If you ask me before 2 Stellas, do I want to fucking get a bag of gear in and fucking a brass or something, like, I'll be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking 2 Stellas? I'm like, that's not a bad idea. Do you know what I mean? And also, no, but joking aside, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I've never done brasses. But the truth of it is that you knock away your inhibitions. I can't be sober unless I've made that decision. I'm never drinking again.
But you've replaced it with a positive thing.
So my thing is, because listen, this is the way I look at it. My thing is this, right? I believe everyone's got a certain amount, or an allocated certain amount of drugs and booze they can do in their life. And I've just done mine. Right. Do you know what I mean? I did mine before you lot had done yours, but I don't know. You look like you can fucking handle it. But no.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate with both of you here, because why... you know this. I did a period in university where I drank loads out 4 times a week, like did that, left it, was like, okay, that's done in my life, don't need that again. I can now go to a period where if I've worked really hard and I have a month off and I can go, okay, I'll have a drink, we'll go out, go to places, but I can just switch it off. Yeah. Why isn't there middle ground with like...
So I'll tell you why, and it might be a bit difficult to hear, because some people drink like socially, but some people drink to get fucked. Right, and I don't know if you're the same as me. That's why it's not a difficult decision for me to make, to say I'm never drinking again, because when there's someone, I have to convince myself regularly. So on Friday,
you were drinking to get fucked.
The last bank holiday on Friday, the sun was coming out. It was a bank holiday, and I just see all my mates all talking, and they're like, "Oh, don't you miss like a couple of cold beers like in a beer garden?" I'm like, "But I don't. That doesn't interest me. I don't want a couple of cold beers in a beer garden. I want to get fucked up." Yeah. Right. So as soon as I think like that, I'm like, "Why do I want to get fucked up? What do I want to do?" And look at the words we use: escape. Yeah, so it's like a bit of escapism. I want to get wasted. I want to get fucked. I want to get smashed. These are all negative words.
That's scary to hear you say that.
It's
from my point of view.
My thinking really is, I've got a couple of nuggets that I keep thinking. Why do I want to spend the fucking weekend escaping my life? Yeah. Why not spend the weekend making the life I want, so I don't have to fucking escape it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, I'm happier now. It's slightly boring, but I'd rather the boredom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd rather that than that.
That's really like, for me, that's hard. That's hard to hear, because if I ever, I don't drink much at all. If I ever drink, it's like, okay, I deserve it, and it's for a cold beer in the sun, I'll have one night where I drink too much or whatever, and that's it. And I don't really drink much at all.
Yeah. I'd always say, and this is what I say to anyone that's thinking about it, is look. If I didn't have my wife and kids, then I wouldn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And I would just drink, and I'd occasionally use drugs. I would.